everybody, so I'm just about to head into town. A little while ago my friend Pieter got a scooter, so it's 125cc and it's just a little scooter that gets him around town. Now in the UK I always used to drive a car, my beloved car Kitty, who I still feel quite emotional about. But you know, here in Rwanda it's not really possible to get like a cheap old banger, like a second-hand car for a really reasonable amount of money. They are mostly extremely expensive, even second-hand. And also for getting around Rwanda, if you're going to go sort of off-roading, you do need a 4x4, which is extremely expensive. So I thought that I might just go and have a look at these bikes, because I was thinking I might get one, just because, you know, I'm likely to be here for another couple of years at least, and it would be really nice to get out of Kigali for the weekend. I don't know, I've never actually ridden a scooter before, so I am a bit nervous about it. I am a bit apprehensive. I've been watching a lot of YouTube videos about how to turn them on and how not to fall off, and I shouldn't be so apprehensive, I don't think, because, you know, almost every day I get on the back of a motorbike that somebody else is driving. That is the public form of transport here, is motorbikes. So if I feel okay about getting on the back of a bike with a stranger and letting them drive me around, I should feel okay about driving myself around, surely. But I don't know, I'm a little bit nervous, I guess, because at least when you're in a car you feel like you're more protected. And I guess when I get on a moto, I trust that the person driving knows what they're doing, which they do most of the time. So yeah, I don't know. I haven't made up my mind. I'm just going to go and look at them. Hi guys, so I've just arrived in Kigali, and this is the place that my friend says sells motorbikes. So I'm just going to pop in and see what they've got. Okay, so I totally got that wrong. They do motorbikes over here. Oh, but the scooters I want are, I think, at a place over there called Samir's. So let me go and find out. But there are loads and loads of motorbike shops along here, so I've clearly come to the right place. It's right next to the Coca-Cola bottle off the roundabout in town. Okay, so I've just been into another place, and apparently it's not that one, it was the one over here that I was going towards originally, so let's head back over there. So the bike my friend has is a Chinese Heiju Space Star VS125. But I've come back to Samir's to check out this Indian TVS N-Torque 125 disc. It's quite a bit more expensive, but it's got a slightly larger tank and a bit of extra storage. So I'm just checking it out. There's a slightly smaller model over here. And I couldn't help popping back to the first shop to film this, because it's pretty cool. It's amazing. If Land Rover were a tuk-tuk. And I got a ride home on one of Kigali's ampersand electric motors. Thank you very much. So my friend Pieter's come to teach me how to drive a moto, a moped. So he's just going to take me out for a quick spin. It's my first ever time. I won't be able to film it because otherwise I fall off the bike and I need to concentrate on what I'm doing. But after this I should know whether or not I'm going to go ahead and get one, or whether or not I should probably not. So wish me luck. This is my friend Pieter.
Hello.
I think he has a bit of a death wish because he's agreed to take me out. Are you feeling confident?
Yes, look what I'm doing.
Full body armour. Okay. All right, here we go. Hopefully see you again. Hi guys. So I've just got back from my first scooter lesson. It was terrifying. I'm still a little bit traumatized. Peter is the most patient guy in the whole world, and I am so grateful to him. I still think it's nuts. I have a driving license that says that I can drive up to 125cc, you know, without any further tests or licenses. And that's really normal in many countries. And I find it nuts that anybody is allowed to just get on a scooter without having lessons or having another part to their license. I know in the UK, in order to drive anything over 125, so to drive an actual motorbike, you do need a different test, you do need a different license. Somebody here was saying that I don't think you do here, but I would really love to do my CBT. I've been looking for a few years to find somebody to teach me in English, but I think we might have found somebody. So this year, not this year, next year, 2023, I would like to take my CBT just for my personal safety and for the safety of those around me. I think it's really important to feel confident about the vehicle that you're driving, and to really know what you're doing before you hit the road. As far as the scooter is concerned, it was so funny. We found like some back roads, really quiet back roads, and Peter sat on the back and he showed me how to start it and how to stop and go. And we just did sort of stop, start for a while so that I got the hang of gently braking. There were a few times that his helmet smacked into the back of mine, but eventually I got the hang of it, and then I did a little bit of a proper drive. I felt much better doing the proper drive. I felt like once we were above a certain speed, I felt a lot more comfortable. So I wasn't expecting the scooter to wobble so much. I kind of, in my mind, I guess I thought that the tyres were a lot thicker than they were, because they're actually not that thick, the tyres. So there is a bit of wobble as you're going, and I wasn't expecting that. Before, I was watching a video about how to drive a scooter, and one of the things that the lady in the video said was don't steer with your knees. You steer with your hips and you look where you're going and you steer with your hips. Don't steer with your knees. And I was like watching that thinking, oh yeah, well of course you don't steer with your knees. And then about 5 seconds into it, I realised I was trying to steer with my knees. And me and Peter, we were talking about this when we got back as to, you know, I'm very confident driving a car. I'm pretty okay driving a bicycle. Why did I wobble so much? Why did I feel so unsettled on a moto? And we kind of came to the conclusion that, you know, when you're driving a car, you're using your hands and you're using your feet to coordinate. When you're cycling, you're using your hands, but you're also using your feet. Whereas a motorbike is kind of, not a motorbike, but a moped is kind of unique in the fact that you're sitting down like I'm sitting down now, and you're only moving or controlling it with your upper body. So everything's going on with your hands, nothing's going on with your feet. You know, even when you're walking, you're using your hands and your feet together. So I guess it feels a little bit unnatural to just sit there and just use your hands. The other scary thing is because you've got the brakes like a bicycle, and you've got the throttle and you can move it back and move it forward. But in order to stop, you put it forward and then you pull the brakes back. And when you panic, your instinct is to sort of bring your hands back and on the throttle to kind of make it stop, but that's actually hitting the gas and making it go faster. And I know people actually experience that a lot when they're driving a car. So when you're driving a car, you're learning to drive a car. If you're going too fast, you need to take your foot off the pedal, off the gas. But if you panic, your instinct is to put your foot down, which makes it go faster. So both cars and mopeds in that respect are not designed well for learners, because your instinct is to do the thing you shouldn't do, and the vehicle responds that way. Anyway, I got the hang of it. I did get the hang of it. I could go forward quite happily. And by the end of it, I got the hang of a gentle stop. It was a No, it wasn't scary. It wasn't scary because Peter's great. He's a fantastic teacher. But I felt very much like I did the first time I ever took a driving lesson. So it was strange to have gone right back to the start again. You know, I thought, oh, well, if I can drive a car, you know, I've got road awareness. I have a rough idea how to drive a vehicle, any vehicle. No, I didn't. It is a completely different skill to a car, to a bicycle, to anything else. So I'm excited. I mean, I'm laughing, I'm smiling. I'm not sitting there going, oh dear God, no, never again. So I still want to go ahead with buying one, but I definitely need more lessons. I don't understand how anybody could get on a scooter without proper lessons, because the balance of it is so different. So Peter's going to take me out for a few more lessons until I get comfortable, you know, driving it, starting, stopping, and also turning, because turning I think is going to be a problem, just because, you know, cars are so gently responsive to where you're going, whereas cycles are pretty immediate. But yeah, I'm really excited. I really enjoyed that. Looking forward to doing some more. Still want to get a bike, but I'm gonna wait until I feel fully confident first. Yeah. Oh, and I hope you like the different setup here. This is my friend Desiree gave me this chair for Christmas, and it's huge. Look at it. It's fantastic. It's like a throne. I have a throne, which is brilliant. So, okay.